Alrighty, I have a couple of pumpkin from Michael's. It's just it's like a 13-inch pumpkin, I think. One of them I've already cut, and the other one I have partially cut, but I'm showing you that it can be done with an X-Acto knife. I did draw what I wanted to do in pencil. Originally I was going to give it teeth, but yeah, I figured out that didn't look right. But yes, it's time consuming and it gave me a blister. But it is doable with just an X-Acto knife. And the reason I'm recording this now is because I have to figure out a way to give it some texture before I paint it, because they're not going to stay this color. But yes, I did want to show you that yes, you can do this for not much money. This happened to be 50% off. It was originally $30 and I got it for $15, so yay for me. I just wasn't willing to pay full price. I wasn't even willing to do 25% off. Actually, it kind of killed me to spend $15 on the pumpkin I knew I was going to cut up. But and the good thing about doing these pumpkin is you don't have to be precise. You can just, if you make a mistake, okay, it's a pumpkin. And I did find out, because on the other one I did the mouth first and then the eyes, and it's best to do the eyes first and the nose and then the mouth, because once you cut out the mouth there's not as much, there's too much give, and then this all presses in and while you're cutting around the eyes, and that's just an accident waiting to happen. Sometimes this is really hard to get in areas, and I don't know why. Okay. Ouch. Hit a nerve. The small little foam pumpkin from the dollar store are a lot easier to cut, but they're super cute. But I really wanted one of these big ones, so here I am. Cut all the way through on parts. Alrighty, so there you have it. Just going to go in there and clean up parts of this. I'm going to cut a hole into the bottom, and then I'm going to figure out how to texture these. I'll be back. Okay, just to make sure, I have tissue paper here, literally, I'm just folding it in thirds so I can rip it up into strips. And these strips, I am crumpling them up. That's all I'm doing to these things. So I've already got a bunch ready. And I'm gonna, again, show you a little bit. Most of it's going to be done off the camera. But I want to make sure you knew what to do with to get the wrinkles. Because to me, that's the important part. So, some more decoupage. Alrighty. So I'm going to get an area right here. And I'm just going to grab some of these, and preferably in long strips, but I was rushing. And you're going to want to kind of, don't stretch it out and smooth it. You want to kind of push it all together and make it crinkle. You want the wrinkles to show. I mean, you want this to look like a rotten, yucky pumpkin. So, like this one's, I'm not stretching it out. I'm just setting it on there like that. And yes, that's too long, and that's okay. You can fix that in a few. Give it a little bit longer piece. See, you don't even have to do this stuff perfect. You just, whatever. Okay, so now I got creases and crinkles. Don't want too much on here. I want it to eventually dry. I won't be painting this today by any means, but I would if I could. But I am going to wait till it's fully dry. So here I got a lot of grooves, not so many wrinkles. So I'm going to take another piece. And just set it right there. You can see that it looks wrinkly. Now it would probably help if it wasn't all white, but white on white. And I don't mind if there's lifted parts. Well, lifted in the sense of a thicker part. But no, I don't want air in there. It's just room for mold or something like that. So let me do this little part right here. Grab a bunch of little parts. Okay, unfortunately, I just did the orange pumpkin, and so my fingers are still, they have quite a bit of glue. And you can, once it does touch, you can kind of scooch it and cause some wrinkles. That's too much. Okay. This is a lot easier when I'm not recording a video. So these parts I just, because they're wet, they're kind of easy to just push them into the inside of the pumpkin. So you're just pulling the parts that aren't on the face. Okay, seriously, I have glue everywhere. Oh, actually, I forgot to thin this a little bit. Okay, let's get that off. Okay, so you can see all the texture, all the yum, yum, yum. All right, I'll be back. Alrighty, so I have them both covered. You can see all the crinkly bits, especially on the orange one. Now I'm going to paint them black, and we'll go from there. Set this aside. Paint black. Seriously, I just filled this with a different brand of paint, but it made it easier to fill it. I'm just not making this perfect, but I do want to paint the whole thing black. And yes, I filled it because, well, it's easier to squirt it out. And I mean, I'm painting it black from top to bottom. So nobody wants to watch me do this, so I'll be back. Alrighty, so I have them all painted black, and now I'm going to dry brush them in brown. Set this aside. So this is what I'm using. So I'm going to take it, hopefully you can see this. I'm not quite sure what you can see. Okay, so you can see that there. So that's what I'm going to be doing to the whole thing. Be back. Okay, you can see the part where I have not done it and the part where I have gone over it with the brown dry brushing. Alrighty, so I have dry brushed it with the brown, and now I am going to dry brush it with orange. So you can notice that a little bit more, for sure. See, that's what happens when I don't get enough of it off, but that's all right. And if it really bothers you that much, you could go over it with black again and start all over. Now on this part, I'm going to try to not put so much orange because it is supposed to be green because it's the stem. Well, at least I think it's supposed to be green. All right, I'll be back. All right, I did dry brush it with the orange, and now I'm going to lightly, and I mean very lightly, dry brush it with yellow And then on the stem, also this green here. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. We don't want a ton of it, we just want it to brighten up that orange just a tad. And I'm definitely going to focus right around the eyes. Well, pretty much every opening. And I will be going back over it with orange again in the end once I get everything kind of looking the way I want it to. So, maybe I'm going to put a little yellow. Ooh, see? Okay, hopefully some of that green will knock that off, but I'll be back. Alrighty, so I've highlighted, put very little bit of yellow to highlight some of the orange, and now I am actually going to put some white. And I mean, this really needs to be light, so yes, I am wiping it off on my hand. I want it to look kind of moldy here and there. And you're just going to do that till you like the way it looks. And after this, I will go back over it with the orange, because I always put a little too much white on. So I'll be back. Alrighty, so I am back with the orange. Alright, so. And that's going to be the last of it. This is, as soon as you're done with this layer, you're done. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, after taking off that last little bit of, putting on that last little bit of orange, I realized I covered up too much of the white. So I'm going back with the white, and I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'll show you in a little bit what it looks like in the end. Now I'm getting even crazier with the white. That's all right. I prefer when it looks moldy, so it takes very little, and I'm touching as light as I can, so. Alright. Alright, that's it. It's all done. Alrighty folks, this is it. Thanks for watching.